The annual Thompson family dinner had always felt like a performance review, but tonight was different. The mahogany dining table stretched beneath glittering crystal chandeliers in my parents' mansion, every place setting arranged with military precision. Sterling silver gleamed beside Wedgewood china, while fresh orchids perfumed the air. I adjusted my simple black blazer, deliberately chosen to look modest. Beneath the cuff, hidden from view, rested my custom-made Geneva watch. 6 months of playing the struggling daughter were about to end. "Emily's here," my sister Victoria announced as I entered. Her voice carried that perfect mix of pity and disdain. She stood by the fireplace in her designer dress, wine glass in hand. "Still taking the bus? I see. Public transportation is quite reliable." "I manage just fine," I replied calmly, sliding into my usual seat at the far end of the table. Matthews, the butler, began serving the first course, a delicate mushroom bisque that probably cost more than what my family assumed I earned in a week. "Darling," Mom began, adjusting her pearl necklace, "we're worried about you. 32 and still struggling." He paused, searching for a diplomatic word. "Your sister's husband just made junior partner at his firm. How's that little computer project of yours going?" "The app thing," Dad added, not looking up from his soup. "It's actually a software company," I corrected quietly, checking my phone as a notification buzzed. The Forbes photographer had just sent final approval on the cover photo. "Perfect timing," Victoria laughed, the sound sharp as breaking glass. "A software company, is that what we're calling it now? Last I heard you were working out of a garage." "That was last year," I said, sipping the 8-2 Bordeaux. Dad's favorite vintage tasted like victory. "Emily," Mom sighed, "we just want you to be realistic. There's no shame in accepting help. Your father knows people at several good firms. Real companies with offices and benefits." My phone buzzed again. Stock up another 3% in after-hours trading. Market cap, $4.7 billion. "Speaking of benefits," Victoria smirked, "are you still using those food stamps we helped you apply for last Christmas?" "Victoria." Dad nearly choked on his wine. "Why not? Emily's not embarrassed. Are you, sis? It's just temporary, right, until your software company takes off." Her air quotes could have cut steel. I checked my hidden watch. 10 minutes until the digital edition dropped. "Actually," I began, but Mom cut me off. "We've arranged an interview for you," she said proudly. "Barbara from the country club. Her son's investment firm is hiring administrative assistants. Entry level, but it's a foot in the door." "That's thoughtful," I replied evenly. "But I'm quite busy with my current work." "Busy?" Victoria scoffed. "Doing what?" "Playing with computers in that tiny apartment." "You know," Dad added, swirling his wine, "the Henderson's daughter just got promoted to regional manager at her bank. 30 years old. Company car. Corner office." At that moment, Matthews appeared at Dad's elbow carrying tomorrow's advanced copy of Forbes magazine. "Sir, your early edition has arrived." "Not now, Matthews." "Sir," Matthews pressed, his normally stoic face twitching. "I believe you'll want to see this immediately." Dad sighed dramatically and took the magazine. The crystal glass slipped from his hand, shattering against the table as his eyes locked on the cover. There I was, standing in my real office on the top floor of the city's newest tech hub. The headline blazed. "Meet Tech's most secretive billionaire. Emily Thompson's quantum industries revolutionizes AI market." "Is something wrong?" Victoria asked, craning her neck. "Dad, you look pale." Mom reached for the magazine. Her manicured hands trembled as she read aloud. "Emily Thompson, 32, built her AI software empire in secret while her wealthy family thought she was struggling. Today, Quantum Industries announces its $4.7 billion market valuation." My real phone rang. Sleek, high-end, nothing like the basic model they thought I used. "Excuse me," I said smoothly, standing. "I have a board meeting in 10 minutes. We're announcing our Asian market expansion." I pulled back my sleeve, revealing the watch that made Dad's prized timepiece look like a child's toy. "Oh, and Victoria," I added, "about those food stamps. I donated $10 million to the state's food security program last month. They're naming a distribution center after our family." The silence that followed was worth every second of the 6 months I'd spent pretending. Matthews appeared with my coat. "Your helicopter is ready on the back lawn, Miss Thompson. he announced clearly, just loud enough for everyone to hear. And congratulations on the Forbes cover. The advanced copy arrived just in time as you requested. I turned back once more. Mom sat frozen, magazine shaking in her hands. Dad stared at his spilled wine, face ashen. Victoria's perfect posture had crumpled. I'll have my office send over the complete portfolio, I said calmly. We should discuss the family's investment opportunities. After all, you were family. The distant thrum of helicopter blades cut through the silence as I left them to digest their new reality. Behind me, Victoria lunged for her phone, frantically scrolling the Forbes website. This can't be real, she whispered. Emily. Dad muttered, staring at his banking app, Quantum Industries, QI. The company all over the financial news. That's yours? The rhythmic thumping of rotor blades grew louder, lights sweeping across the dining room windows. Mom's hands trembled as she read further. Quantum Industries, led by CEO Emily Thompson, has revolutionized artificial intelligence processing with a breakthrough quantum computing architecture. Impossible. Victoria snapped. She worked in a garage. I saw it. Matthews cleared his throat. If I may, Miss Victoria. That garage was a secure development facility. The entire building belonged to Miss Emily. Matthews. Mom's voice cracked. You knew. I've been on Miss Emily's private staff for 3 years, madam. This position was part of her market intelligence gathering. Dad's phone rang, his broker no doubt. The stock had already climbed another 2% after hours. Look. Victoria gasped. Her social media feed exploded with the headline, How Emily Thompson Built an Empire While Her Family Thought She Was Failing. It's trending worldwide. The TV in the corner, usually playing silent financial news, suddenly blared to life. Matthews held the remote, face professionally neutral. Breaking news, the anchor announced. Quantum Industries CEO Emily Thompson revealed as the mysterious buyer behind last month's $300 million acquisition of rival firm Air. Sources confirm the purchase was completed during a family dinner, while her parents suggested she apply for entry-level jobs. That dinner, Mom gasped. When we tried to set her up with the insurance job, the anchor continued, Miss Thompson was finalizing a deal industry analysts are calling revolutionary. Joining us now is Peter Marshall, Chief Market Strategist. Turn it off. Dad snapped. But Matthews had disappeared with the remote. Victoria's phone pinged relentlessly. She stared at the screen, her face paling. It's all here. LinkedIn, founder, majority shareholder. How did we not see this? How did none of our friends know? Because, came a new voice from the doorway. A sharp-suited woman stepped inside, tablet in hand. Miss Thompson implemented strict privacy protocols. Who are you? Dad demanded. Sarah Chin, Chief of Operations for Quantum Industries, she replied, placing a sleek folder on the table. Miss Thompson asked me to provide you with some documentation. Documentation? Mom whispered. Sarah slid the folder forward. Your daughter's complete portfolio. Current market holdings, subsidiary companies, real estate assets and philanthropic commitments. Also included, details of the Thompson Family Trust she established. Family Trust. Victoria snatched up the folder. Yes. Despite everything, Miss Thompson believes in family legacy. The trust is valued at approximately $100 million. Sarah paused, her professional smile never faltering. However, access comes with conditions. Dad finally found his voice. Conditions? From our daughter. Your youngest daughter, Sarah confirmed smoothly. The one you suggested should apply for administrative assistant positions. The one whose little computer project just revolutionized quantum computing. The one who, at this moment, is conducting a board meeting in her helicopter to manage the Asian market expansion. As if on cue, the sound of rotor blades grew louder, then faded as the helicopter lifted into the night sky. Victoria scrolled frantically. The stock's up 5% since the announcement. Wait, these subsidiaries, the tech center downtown, the research campus, the innovation hub, they're all Emily's. All Miss Thompson's, Sarah corrected. Along with 16 other major properties in the business district, including, if I'm not mistaken, the building where your husband's law firm rents office space. Victoria sank into her chair. There's more. Sarah produced another tablet. Tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. Would you like a preview? She angled the screen to show the headline. Quantum Industries launches revolutionary AI platform. Global markets brace for tech earthquake. The garage startup, Sarah explained, was phase 1 of a 5-year plan. Today's revelation is phase 2. Phase 3 begins tomorrow at market open. Dad reached for the Forbes magazine again, hands trembling as he reread the cover story. She built all this while we thought. While you suggested food stamps and entry-level positions, Sarah finished crisply. Yes. Miss Thompson found your assumptions provided excellent market cover. They allowed us to complete several acquisitions in total secrecy. Mom stared at the trust documents, dazed. These conditions are non-negotiable? Correct, Sarah replied. Miss Thompson believes in earned success. The trust requires family members to demonstrate personal achievement, ethical business practices, and a commitment to innovation. She offers opportunity, not handouts. Victoria flushed. But we're family. She can't just. Miss Thompson has a saying, Sarah cut in smoothly. Family obligations go both ways. Perhaps you've heard it. She mentioned it was inspired by certain holiday conversations. The room fell silent, broken only by the ping of news alerts as the story exploded across global markets. Sarah checked her watch, an identical model to Emily's. Dad noticed with a start. Miss Thompson's board meeting will conclude in approximately 40 minutes, Sarah said. She's open to discussing a new family dynamic over dinner next week. At her office, 63rd floor, Thompson Tower. She paused. That's the building you advised her not to waste time applying to work in last Christmas. As Sarah turned to leave, she placed one final document on the table. Oh, and Victoria. About that administrative assistant position you recommended. We are hiring. Entry-level salaries begin at 6 figures. Feel free to apply. Miss Thompson believes in equal opportunity. Her heels clicked down the marble hallway, leaving the family in stunned silence. 1 week later. The Thompson family stood in the private elevator of Thompson Tower, watching the numbers climb toward the executive level. Victoria nervously adjusted her dress, purchased just for this dinner. Mom clutched her designer handbag while Dad kept straightening his tie. The elevator doors opened into a breathtaking reception area. Floor-to-ceiling windows revealed a panoramic view of the city, much of which they now knew Emily owned. Modern art worth millions adorned the walls, each piece chosen by her. Miss Thompson will be with you shortly, the receptionist said. She's concluding a call with the Tokyo Exchange. Victoria wandered toward the windows. Our little Emily owns half those buildings. Actually, Emily's voice cut in behind them, it's closer to 60% now. The Morrison Group accepted our offer this morning. They turned to see her standing in the doorway, wearing a tailored suit that likely cost more than Dad's car. The quiet authority in her presence made them all unconsciously straighten. Please come in, she gestured toward the private conference room. Dinner will be served shortly. The room took their breath away. A gleaming table of rare wood, artisan lighting and place settings of crystal and china made their family dining room look modest by comparison. I thought we should discuss the new family dynamic, Emily said, taking her seat at the head of the table, Dad's traditional spot. Things have changed. Honey, Mom began softly, we had no idea. Exactly, Emily interrupted smoothly. You had no idea because you never asked. Never listened. Too busy planning my life to notice I was building my own. Dad cleared his throat. About the family trust. Yes. Emily pressed a button and charts filled the wall screens. Let's discuss. The trust is structured to reward initiative, innovation and ethical practice. Each family member may access funds by demonstrating these qualities. But, we're your family, Victoria protested weakly. Yes, Emily replied evenly. Which is why I'm offering opportunity rather than cutting ties. Her eyes shifted to each of them in turn. Mom, your charity work shows promise. The trust will match your fundraising dollar for dollar once you present a proper business plan. Mom sat straighter, eyes wide. Dad, your legal expertise could be valuable to our Asian expansion. The trust will fund a new international division at your firm, if you earn the contract through proper channels. Dad nodded slowly, possibilities spinning. And Victoria, Emily turned at last to her sister, your marketing degree could be useful. An entry-level position, as you once suggested for me. With real advancement potential. Based on merit, of course. Victoria swallowed hard. I'd like that. Excellent. Emily smiled as servers entered with the first course. Now, let's discuss the conditions. Over the next hour she outlined her terms. The family would receive no special treatment beyond initial opportunities. Every achievement must be earned. No trading on her name, no leveraging her position, no backroom favors using family ties. But you're worth billions, Victoria said in disbelief. Exactly, Emily replied calmly. I built this company while you dismissed me as a failure. Every contract earned. Every deal negotiated. Every innovation created without family help. In fact, your dismissal provided excellent cover for our quieter acquisitions. Dad winced. We were wrong, Emily. We see that now. Yes, you were, she said without hesitation. And now you have the chance to prove you've learned from that mistake. Emily glanced at her watch, the same watch that had first caught their attention at that fateful dinner. I have another board meeting in 20 minutes. Sarah will provide the trust paperwork. Review it carefully. She stood. They all rose automatically, a new power dynamic firmly established. One last thing, Emily added, her voice cutting through the air. The garage you mocked? It's now a tech incubator for promising startups. Young innovators with families who don't believe in them. Consider it my way of paying it forward. As they walked toward the elevator, Emily's phone buzzed. She turned away, answering smoothly in rapid Japanese. Excuse me, the Tokyo markets are opening. Sarah appeared with folders. The trust paperwork. Miss Thompson has also included details of upcoming project opportunities. Everything must be earned through proper channels, but the opportunities are real. Mom clutched the documents. We really never knew. No, Sarah agreed. You didn't look. But Miss Thompson is offering a chance to look now. I suggest you take it. The elevator doors opened. As they stepped inside, the family caught one last glimpse of Emily, their Emily, conducting global business in multiple languages with effortless authority. The same daughter they once tried to push toward administrative assistant interviews was now closing million-dollar deals. One more thing, Sarah called as the doors began to close. Miss Thompson asked me to remind you, next month's family dinner will be at her penthouse. You try to arrive on time. She's hosting the governor and several tech industry leaders. It would be unfortunate to be late. The elevator descended, carrying a very different Thompson family than the one that had arrived. Humbled, silent, forever changed. In her office, Emily watched the descent on a security monitor. She allowed herself a small smile before turning back to her empire. She had markets to conquer, a company to run, and a new family dynamic to enforce. The view from the top, she decided, was worth every moment of their dismissal.